This is section 10.2, and we're going to be talking about parabolas. It's going to be a little different than when we talked about parabolas and functions. So what we've done so far is talk about a parent function, y equals x squared. And if we graph that, it looks something like this. It has a vertex at 0, 0. If you write it in vertex form, it's y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And so the vertex is hk. There's also another point on the parabola that we haven't talked about. And that's the point that lies right inside here. And that point is called the focus point. And the focus is a point on the axis of symmetry so that it's equidistant to the parabola. So here's what I mean by that. So it's on the axis of symmetry. If you drew a line to the parabola here, the point on the other side, it would be equidistant. So all along that line, there is a point that is called the focus point. So we are going to label that point 0p. So let me go down and I'm going to talk about 4 different cases. So I'm going to kind of blow this out just a little bit. We're going to talk about, oh, by the way, this one is a function. It's the kind we've dealt with all along. So now we're going to talk about, instead of vertex form or standard form, we're going to talk about focus form. So I'm going to talk about 4 different parabolas. One parabola would be the one that we just talked about. It's y equals x squared. And so another formula that would work for this is if you know this focus point right here is point 0p, then you can take 4 times that focus point times y, and it should equal x squared. And I'll try to make sense in a little bit about what this focus point is used for. Okay, if we have a parabola that is facing downward, it looks like that. In the past, we've always said that is y equals negative x squared. But still, the focus on this one is going to be 4py equals x squared. And the reason why is because now the focus is down here at 0, negative p. So that's where the negative comes into play there. What we haven't talked about is what happens when the parabola is not a function. So it opens to the side like this. You can see why, in this case, it wouldn't be a function because it doesn't pass the vertical line test. And for every input, there's 2 outputs. So it cannot be a function. In fact, this one is written like this. X equals y squared. So if you think about it, like if I had the point 1 for x, I could have positive 1 for y or negative 1 for y. If I had negative 4 here, that could be out here at 16. So the point I put in for y could be positive or negative, and it's still going to turn into a positive x. This one also has a focus point. It lies on this axis of symmetry somewhere out here at p0. So the focus formula for this one is 4px equals y squared. Notice this one is x equals y squared instead of y equals x squared. So same thing when it opens to the left. It looks like this. The focus is in here at negative p0. So the formula would be x equals negative y squared. And the focus form would be 4px equals y squared. So you can imagine now, if we talked about the vertex form of this one, this time instead of y equals a times x whatever, it's x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. So this is going to move up or down on y, and this is going to move left or right with x. And we'll talk more about that in a minute.